Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the June records for Trackmania. Original, Sunrise, ESWC, Nations, United Star Track, some other stuff, and Trackmania 2. This is a bit of an experiment, so let me know what happens very quickly at the start. If you have any world records that you particularly are very happy with, absolutely send them over to me, Discord, DMs, whatever, and let me know about them so that I can put them to the front of this month's records. If you have any runs that are outside of a world record, but you are really happy with them, please send them to me. This game isn't just about the world records, it's about everybody's records, but the world records are the easiest ones to find, so do send them to me, but don't take the mick. And if there are any tracks, if you think I should do classics and stuff like that, we'll see how it goes. We will add stuff over time, but without further ado, I have no stats, unlike Xenotic. It feels really weird to not be going through stats and to instead just be jumping into the game. But I think we're going to run it up backwards here and go with the Star Trek maps that have been beaten this month. We have, first up, Simmies with Star Stadium C1. I'm going to do this as two separate ones until I've worked out exactly what to do with editing stuff, and I can make multiple things. There are going to be some where there's like 5 records by the same player. In those ones, I'll figure it out. I think I can just delete. Yes. Okay. And now we hit preview. Also, if you do set world records in this game, I was playing this the other day. Why was I playing? Oh yeah, I was just getting Star Stadium gold medals for some coppers. Yeah, if you've got records, if you've got skins that you want to send me that you've used in records, send them. Ooh, nice bug, nice bug. Okay. So slowly over time I'll learn all of the tracks as well. That's the good thing about this. I will over time learn all the tracks either by playing them or by watching the world records. I did know about that bug finish. I tried it myself. Was not happening. So I stopped trying. Then Alex came back and took this one a little while later. I might need to change the names on these so that I know it's 2 days later. So yeah. We'll just run it through. It'll be fine. I like this start with the little bit before the grass to let you turn. I think without that, just on the grass, it would have been like an absolutely disastrous turn. It's not easy to do. And then whoop, flick. Oh, just like that back wheel clip. Brilliant. Hey, you get to see someone who sucks at the game being impressed by it. Going the other side of the pole, interestingly, to the other run, and no bug finish. Very interesting. Very interesting. We also have a Fabby run uploaded about 20 minutes after on Bay C3. So apparently if you have it in a different language, then the camera name is in that other language. That's an interesting one that I did not know. Fun facts that we learn while we're playing these things. Hey. Also, I'm going to have to remember to get my mouse out though. Oh no, the mouse stays on the screen, doesn't it? 'Cause that... Okay, you're just going to have to put up with me always having a mouse on the screen, I think. Or I'll have to work out how to make OBS not show it. Nice cut though. Nice cut. A little tap of the wall there, interestingly, at the end. I want to watch the cut again. It's just... I kind of missed the setup for it because I wasn't ready. Wasn't prepared for that sort of thing. But just to jump down here, and whoop, and up off the roof. Absolute madness. Absolutely mad. There's your Star Trek runs though. Now, TMUF Nadeo, I might have to change how this is set up. This includes all of the remakes. These are in date order from the start of the month to the end of the month. I might have to change this to, yeah, we'll figure it out. Let's have a look through. And set it to cam 1. Yeah, I saw that. A little break tap, nice. I like this desert. It might just be one too many things to kind of deal with consistently. If I can figure out how to do things quickly, then we'll go for it. But nice, very nice, Whitey. This is all, oh no, Demo 05, and then we'll get all of those together. Let's go. Yeah, there seems to be a couple of things in TM2 that might work. Nice. Just, yeah, simple maps from the early A's. Very nice. So, yeah, there seems to be a couple of things in TM2, so I might edit a couple of those mods. Yeah, so Gusenko with a lot of TM power-up rolling Demo 4s. Which hopefully we're on one of the cars. This is just all the cars. I'm not sure which one we've got. Okay, we are apparently on the slowest one, at least at this point. Nicely through there. This is quite a longer track than... I should have looked at the times before I started. Before I pressed play on this one. Nice drop down. I don't understand rally. I need to put some time probably at some point into learning it, because I do not understand rally. But very nice all the way through there. How much time save did we get then? So we got a 31.95 over the course of 2 days, and quite a good grinding session to a 31.68. Very nicely done. Rolling demos getting absolutely demolished at the minute. We have red with the rolling demo 07. On snow. Probably should have set this to cam 1. There was a section... Oh, this was in a... Yeah, this was in a A6MC. Or no, we just played this whole map in Word of the Week. Now I remember, yeah. This was a Word of the Week map, and so few people finished. I ended up in that half pipe section, or the quarter pipe up, jump up. I ended up perfectly balanced on top of one of the blocks, and it's non-respawnable, so I just gave up. I just stayed there until everyone was watching me. That was good. Power up, rolling demo, a little bit extra on the 04. 0.08. I'm bad at quick maths. Very bad at quick maths. Okay, fast cut. I wouldn't even think to take that cut, if I'm being honest. Rally is pretty fast off-road, from what I understand, and especially with the slow acceleration. It is surely worth, well, obviously worth it. The world record's doing it. But it'll be obviously worth it as soon as you do it. Nice little down ramp, nice little tricks that you see when you're watching these that also work in Xonotic. Nice. Nice bit of time save from Gringo. TMN race. So I do have these and the actual ESWC tracks. So we'll be seeing both. SD does have a record. Is it this one? C8. And then... No, SD's got F7. So... this one will have extra cameras. Yeah. Cool. Get rid of the bonus cameras. We just want to see the driver. Okay, that's spicy. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, alright. We're just gonna... because the blimps weren't in the originals. And those side things probably weren't either, because there's basically none. So, wow. Okay. Yep. Right, these two are very close to each other. So let's watch them both together, I think. A platform track, so officially... we're in the... has a lot of fakes, aren't we? There we go. Let's do it. We're not going to be able to see who's who. Let's give somebody a... I don't know how to do this. How on earth do you do this? Time, camera. Never mind. We're just gonna have to figure it out. We'll work it out at some point. Hey Razy, hey June. Yeah, I should have figured out how to change that to cam. Well, cam 1 probably wouldn't have worked either. Clean through there. How do you keep grip? What? Okay. Flying up the backside. Little clip there, not the greatest. Still ahead. But less speed. Good to see some back and forths though between these two. Oh yeah, not quite the landing, whereas the car ahead got the landing. Unfortunate. I'm gonna try and hide my cursor. Wow. That's yeah. That's an Adeo style finish, isn't it? Nice though. Very nice. Next up, another TMS map, Zaps on Gravity. I used this one to test actually. I really should know how to edit these. So if we're on the time? No. That's a name, that's not working. Nope. I did it earlier, and I don't know what I did. Help. So this is very similar on the track. I think a few of the TMU tracks are remakes of Sunrise tracks. Clipping under there, nicely done. Wide, take all the space you need. Just holding off. Nice and smooth through there. Somehow not sliding on that landing. That's got to be the hardest part through that section. Should be a smooth landing here, I would imagine. Yeah, ooh, not quite a smooth landing, but pretty good. And then just on the absolute edge of grip. All the way around. No release. No release. Let's just listen, see if we get a release. No release. Next up, we have Mafia on the TMS platform Medium as well. And a couple of Zaps demos. We've gone down from a 59.89 to a 58 already. And a 57. And there's even more through here. Zap's taking us all the way to a 56.89. Let's go for it. Oh yes, you click on this, don't you? So, camera. There we go. And this ghost is going to have a green skin. And Zap's fastest ghost is going to have a black skin. I hope that's the fastest ghost. It's either the fastest or the slowest. And then all the ones somewhere else are going to be grey skins. Zaps, look at Zaps entirely together right all the way there. Okay, so I did set the slowest. Okay. So we've got a shortcut improvised by I can't remember this player's name. We'll get better at that. But then Zap's just storming away with it off the front over there. Massive improvement though. Yeah, no fast landing. Coming around here. Decent run actually, catching up a little bit by the looks of things. Might slow down at the end to be able to take this a bit safer and smoother. Knowing you're on world record pace, of course, at this point, massively ahead of the previous run. But yeah, nice one there from Mefia. Fastest way only? Of course it is. Let's take a look at Zap's fastest time on that one just again, quickly. Delete the bonus camera. The trails can stay, sure. Let's go. Oops, didn't mean to click off. So nice little wiggle there. I'm not quite sure exactly what that's for. Please, I genuinely like do enlighten me about some of these tricks because I'm not great at this game, but I want to learn. I want to learn. So bug slide up. And a bug slide landing. That's got to be where the extra time came because Mefia crashed every wall there. Okay, we've got to capture cursor off now. So you won't have to see my mouse floating around. You won't know what I'm clicking on, but you won't have to see my mouse floating around. No smooth landing there, so there's definitely more time to save because we've seen that smooth landing, or very nearly smooth. Potentially, I would have thought the speed would be able to be caught up by then. For sure, so I expect that's possible. But very nicely done. That's absolutely brilliant run. Next up, Bouncy Alley from TMS. We go from a 7.5 down to a 6.5. Nicely done. Oh, and Rinter's got one down to a 6.2. Might as well go through the whole way. This was done over from the 11th to the 12th, just throughout the day. 2 minutes, so SD uploading whenever a world record was hit. We have no special cameras. And we do have, hopefully, some skins on these guys. Default skinnage. So, Rinter in red. Oh, just a better landing. That last landing. Damn. Interestingly enough, this map I also know got beaten in the original. So nicely done. Stunt A1 from Axel. I remember watching this and I can't remember what happened. I popped it up on the YouTube video. But I cannot remember quite how the run goes. Nice. Shame we can't see the thing up at the top of the screen. And all that with the information about what tricks are being done. Oh, nice landing. It's the one time you don't want a good landing and stuff like that, and you want to just perfectly take. Stunt's really interesting to me, really interesting. I might give it some go. Yeah, it's all about getting points. So this one it hasn't downloaded the thing in the correct thing with the formatting we're using, because the time's there but it's not points. So yeah, I'm not sure how many points that actually is, unfortunately, but you can look it up on the website. Blah 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 blah. Stunt A1, we got the stunts records. I wasn't going to miss those out. They're in the packs. They are in the packs, so we are doing them. Right, so Gosen can have the Deep Sea King, and Gringo, because I don't have that, can be a Purple Queen. Send me your car skins, or tell me how to put name tags above cars. That could also help. Ah, so it's this track again. I'll be surprised as we go through this how many times we see people take the record on the TMU remakes and then we see them take it on the original games as well, for things like Power Up and Sunrise tracks. It'd be interesting to see how often that comes about. Also, let me know if you want me to do things by map rather than by... So I'm doing them by date and kind of keeping things together, but I do realise there's going to be a lot more maps potentially. So I can organise them by map, but then things will get out of order in terms of doing them in date order. But nice record there. Big chunk time save. So TM, where was the other one? So we went from a 31.95 at the start of the month to a 31.32. Huge. TMO race F3 now then. Another shortcut start. I guess a complete reroute. Yep, we're going into this checkpoint backwards, then pop up here, grab this one. I just wouldn't be able to remember these routes at all. Takes me long enough to remember the default routes on things that are absolutely obvious. Don't go to the finish just yet. That's clean. Getting nice landings through there. Kind of a better way to go round that backwards actually, that hairpin, because you come out on the correct side of those two logs. Nice pickup on the last. And I think we're through into the finish now? No, got to pick up a couple more checkpoints yet. There we go. Last checkpoint and then into the finish. We were headed back to the finish at the very least. Nice. Just, there's not much I can say about these until I understand them a bit better. But eventually we'll get there. Big time saves there then from Crayoon on Enter the Worm with a 0.5 on their own PB. Hit it. Close starts. A little bit steadier on this slower run. The jitters, you potentially a longer run. Nice flick, nice cancel. It's incredible when I see people cancel in this because I just cannot cancel, slide cancel, save my life in Ireland. Ooh, big bug. Ah, just a massively better bug. Look at the speed coming through there. Yeah, cancelling. It's like, I really love Valley cancelling. Valley's probably my favourite car in Trackmania. We will get to TM2 at the end, because most people probably care about this. Is this multi-lap then? Ping! Look at that. Wow. That's cool. Oh, little clip. There we go. It is multi-lap by the looks of things. 2 laps. Very nicely done. Very, very nicely done. Platform A2 then. 59.69. Platform, of course, the one, for anyone who's watching that doesn't know, the one where you have to try and not respawn. But, of course, once you've not respawned once, you can go for it again. The origin of the straight line map that has been going so well in Trackmania 2020. Ooh, nice, just underneath. Nicely done, nicely done, nicely done. Huge up to the top. Don't quite hit the head. No bumps on the way down. Well done. It still gets me. No matter how many times I watch world record type things, I'm still, oh, they're going to crash. Of course not, because this is the run that was finished and uploaded, so they can't crash. Because this is the finished run. That's platform A2. Now, the demo 1 from Whitey. The next day, grabbing this one. I played... Oh, wow. People were going for this shortcut. We played a load of demo tracks in TM Word of the Week. And I did quite well on this one. I picked this one up quite well. But I think I did better because a lot of people seem to know that shortcut. And people were going for shortcuts left, right and centre on some of these tracks because they'd clearly seen them before. The problem with going for the shortcuts, of course, is the guy that's not going for shortcuts, me, just driving an average time every round, ends up beating half the field just for that reason. Cab Monster been taking some crazy records on some puzzle maps in the TMNF event series. Has the entirety of those. I might get around to that video, but need some more of the replays uploaded. But let's take a look at this one. And delete all the runs. There we go. I can actually give... Here we go. Where's it gone? I have the Cab Fan TMNF skin. There we go. Backwards start onto the speed booster. So, like, how many times does that happen that you just put a speed booster behind the start and it's faster? Nice turnaround. Very nice turnaround. Where are we going now? The TMN jumps, and then we're going inside to a bug finish. We are. See, I do know some things. I know some things. Get that. That's super clean. I love this turnaround as well. So many runs are going to just get killed by that turnaround not going quite as well as it did there. Full speed into it, and you send it. Stadium C5. You got to say it's a proper one, isn't it? I think I am going to have to separate the TMU, proper TMU environments, not environments, tracks from the remakes. I'll get around to that. Okay, and then we've got a backboard. Yes, but we don't even need the backboard. I was looking at the backboard thinking, is that a block behind as you're coming in and you can't see? But yeah, it's a backboard, but you don't need it. Just bug slide. I guess the original runs probably don't do that so much. Let's watch that again. Just yeah, let's have that again. So bump here, that's really difficult to do. I've played a few tracks where you've had to get speed for a speed check by doing that sort of trick out the start. That's actually really difficult to pull off. It's probably easy for like good players, but you know. This is mad, and then to land oomph. Just. I mean, how many times out of 100 does that happen? It's forced cam 3. Okay. So we go there. Can't change the camera while playing, I don't think, but it's forced cam 3. I completely forgot about cam 3 being a thing. I've done a couple of shortcuts recently on random tracks like this. You have to... What? Wow. Full on Jesus take the wheel shit there. Wow. Thank you, June, for telling me to put that in. That's just mad. That's mad. Where were we? Waldy with TM 1.0 track 4. Here we go. How are you not following? Because of your account change when you forgot the password. Probably something to do with that. Ooh, nice. Little wiggle. I was wondering, getting a bit offline there. Just in the watching in the moment, you see the car get a bit offline. You think, like I say, you think that someone's crashed, even though they haven't, because this is a world record. But you think someone's crashed, you're about to think, ooh, it's not good, but hey, take it. Just as a heads up to anyone who wants to break the EO5 world record or the TMS, whatever it is, the final coast one and stuff like that, yeah, I'll watch the whole thing. We'll sit here, we'll chill out, I'll make some popcorn. Very nice. Very nice. Like the start cut. I do like the start cut. TMS Speed Wave. How many camera changes do you need, Nadeo? Like, it's a minute and a half. Who gave Hylis media tracker? FX blur, camera. Here we go. Into the run itself, finally. Nice one through there. Tight on the bottom, so difficult to get that. I'm always going to be the one. Doesn't matter how good I get at a game, which isn't very good, but I will always be the one to be impressed by any mediocre level of skill. There'll be a load of people looking at this going, well, it's just like how you've got to do it. And no, this is ridiculously hard to do. Nadeo will not add these cars to Trackmania 2020 not because of stuff like this, but you know, that might, if they ever do add them to 2020, I don't think this is coming with them, but just such a rough, like, you want to do this with a key, like, doing it with a controller's hard enough. That's why Grenadi was so good. It still is. The wheel really helps. But just the losing speed, it's really difficult in this game with no analog brake to slow down. You have to know when to release. Braking doesn't really exist because you'll lose grip. So you just have to know when to release. Use that as a brake, which at least it does do more in the Sunrise cars than it does in the TMO cars. TMO cars, best bearings in the world. Next up, we have a record I should have put at the start of this run. We have... yeah, I've got the... where did I download this car? Must have been playing online. We have Red Shadow with an absolutely mad run here. This is technically beatable, but very likely a forever record. Landing super clean off the side there. It looks like nothing when it's done, but it's such a perfect run. Go check the clip if you can of Red Shadow doing this. Okay, maybe not that slow forward. We'll slow it down when we get to the middle bit, because it's just such a perfect drop off here. Taking it really carefully. Normally you just go forwards, but you drop off here, and then you're skipping that jump up at the top. Nicely done. This is 10% speed, I think. And then you've got to avoid this bumpy bit on the inside. That's a little bit bumpy and can send you offline. To then land beautifully on the down ramp and get the speed out of it, not wobble too much, not lose grip. I was watching some of this hunt. Then you've got to be perfect through here. The shortest tracks, they're the hardest. Absolutely mad run. Should have put that at the start. Yeah. Next up, Agent Q. On a bay map. C4? Can't remember. Tight. You go avoiding the bumpers on the floor is like my least favourite part of the lights, not the bumpers. They feel like bumpers. Least favourite part of Bay. Nice. Is that intentional or is that a shortcut at the end? I should probably finish. AC4. I mean, I've played it. I must have. I've played all of the TMUF maps. Bitbop sound from TMS. I'm definitely swapping these out. Is it the same map? Now's whether do I remember the map that I've just watched well enough. No, there was definitely not a shortcut like that. Ooh, nice. Keeping a lot of speed through there for how aggressive that was. Super nicely done. That was that one. Bit bop sound. Dangerous Descent now then. From TMS. This sounds like... I was going to say Rally. That's TMS. Island. Surprised by that, actually. People need to play Coast. I like Coast. Maybe I should play Coast. Ah. So this is AO8 before AO8 existed then. Oh, straight into the finish. Can't get better than that, can you? Bay D2 by Jakub. We got a fake camera there. Reverse off the start. Sometimes when I am playing a new map, I do just reverse off the start to see where it puts me. Just because of how many times I've seen it be done in other maps and it actually works out. Looks mostly like... Okay, never mind. I was going to say looks mostly like an intentional route, but... You know, you just skip a section at the start sometimes by going back and then take the normal route. But no, we're driving the route backwards now. Picking up some other checkpoints. Boom, there's the finish. Don't think Nadeo thought there'd be that happening. Platform A3. So a fairly easy platform map, but then that means it'll be well hunted. It's going to play... Like the platform A series maps play kind of like C series tracks in the regular campaign and the race campaign. And I've just realised I haven't taken Star Trek 2's Stunt and Race. So I'll have to do that. Okay, slowing down. I think I heard some air releases there, unless it was wrong. Potentially not to catch the knuckle, because catching the knuckle could be bad. Through there. Completely blind aimed jump. Just got to know it. I know the feeling. Very, very nice. You don't want to be doing that if you're just going for the AT of 0 respawns, though. You definitely don't want to be going for that. Stadium A4 beta then, we've got Howley and SD 0.01 apart. This is the one that made it into Nations Forever, isn't it? Okay, we have got 2 car skins. Yes. Oh no, this is this one. Never mind. Same sort of idea, that there's a shortcut on any map that's in one of these big rooms. But it's not the one that got remade into Nations Forever. With the, like, up the wall at the side. Very nicely done. There is all of the TMUF maps, which I will for next month split up into original and stuff like that. Rotaker took a Star Stadium 2 record on D1. Star Trek 2, great set of maps. I put them in because I'm hunting them very much at the minute. Please don't knock me out of the top 10 if you're going to hunt them, but do hunt them because they're great. So, yeah. Unfortunately, we are going to be removing all the camera paths and hopping on the back of Rotaker through here. Trying to remember this one because I've hunted all the golds, but some of the golds were quite easy or came relatively quickly, and it was about a year ago that I went through a lot of them, so don't quite remember the map. And I've mostly been playing earlier maps up to the C series because they've got the most points for the overall, as I'm trying to get better. Got a top 10 yesterday. Was it today? I think it might have been this morning. Anyway, I got a top 10. I'm really proud of it. And even better, I got like nearly 60,000 points for the overall compared to my gold medal run, which is brilliant. Although points per minute, it took me about 45 minutes after 5 minutes got me half those points. You know, 80-20 rule. Very nice run from Rotaker though. There's some great maps. Great maps. Recommend playing it. Next up, actual TM Sunrise. This record was taken by, I suggest, Force Fam. Would be nice. And then retaken by Aussie. We will give Aussie a red skin. And because, yeah, none of these are going to exist, are they? So Aussie is in red and Force Fem is blue. We saw this map before. Like, look at the finish from Aussie. Just not getting the slowdown, landing so much cleaner. I did watch this one to check that Sunrise maps would work perfectly. And they do. So that's great. But that's Sunrise for you. It's old, it's out of date. No TMO maps. Now into the ones that people might have wanted to see and I probably should have put at the start of this video, but hey, who knows. We have Racetat on A7 Race. Let's do it.
Awesome.
Thank you for the follow. Whoops, that was too many. I got carried away because I've just learned in the last couple of runs that you can press enter after pressing the thing. You don't have to click the remove track every time. Nice. And then smooth through here. Take it as close to the walls as possible. Just grazing every wall. This turn, the tyres go inside the wall. There we go. Through there, the tyres are inside the wall. And then down here, when I was hunting this for my... I'm doing an hour on every TMNF map. Over a period, I hope to have it done by the end of the year. But I kind of want to get an hour done on a load of maps in Star Trek 2. When I was hunting this, that end got me so many times. I was ahead here quite often. I lost time in that drift and then was easily able to make it up, and this one. And then through here, just boomf, gone. Unfortunate. But nice one there. Now, A13 race, I'm going to watch this in two separate parts. So we see there's a small time gap. Actually, no, it's not as big of a time gap as I thought it was. We're going to watch it in one then. Going to watch it in one. And we will give the... This is the faster Oogie? Yeah. The faster Oogie is going to get this skin. Whatever that skin looks like. So we are on board with the slightly slower Oogie, but both are going to be taking the same route. Good round this first corner. Difficult through here. Nice snapback. I like that snapback. Up and over. Bing! And now you see the slightly better landing that the faster Oogie got. Very nice. Very nice. That's it for Nations Forever. 3 records, 2 maps. And we finish up with FIP and Esty on ESWC. I like the ESWC maps. I think there's something clean about them having no scenery, you know? I don't know what it is. Also, TM and ESWC runs so much better than Forever that you can run it on max graphics way better. I do need to find some better settings though, because I do have some slightly cooked settings that probably aren't as efficient. Shortcut on this one though. Of course it is, because it's FIP. There is a chance this is going to go crazy in a second though, because this seems like a very reproducible shortcut so far. Not some of the stuff that FIP goes for. So maybe he just wants, you know, To FIP a normal shortcut, just an overwall, it's about as easy as doing a normal run that the rest of us would do, and then the shortcuts that he does, they're like us doing an overwall. Some of the 1,000 attempts nosebooks. Ooh, no, okay, never mind. Ignore what I said. He's done a nutter. What a madman. What a madman. And SD on F7. Will it be as crazy as the other SD run that we saw in the remake? A little bit of overall. Nice work. Oh, I did actually see this one. Yes, so then we just... How does he even get that checkpoint? For sure. And then up here. Down. And straight through the gap into the finish. Beautifully done. I have to look up the FIP video. Okay, we're going YouTube FIP. What was the map? FIP Pro A8. Trackmania. It's just called 13th Medeo shortcut. Here we go then. And full screen, main screen. I'm going to mute it because I guarantee it's thingied, copyrighted. Yeah, something just looks cleaner about this game and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my settings. If anybody wants to screenshot their settings and send them to me, I have a good computer for playing Trackmania from 2008, but for some reason can't get over 120 FPS in it on lower settings. Actually, this is probably recorded in TMU, isn't it? There's something about the cars, maybe. Just, I don't know, something. This will look terrible on Twitch and YouTube because it's double compressed. So apologies for that. So the normal route, of course, and then you have to really slow down through there. What a shame. And then you got to wiggle through. Oh, if only there was a better way. Yeah, this, I don't know, it just looks so nice. Maybe it's just that it runs better and I can have better settings on it. Maybe I should just figure out how to turn my settings up on United. That's a nice bounce. It's a good wall bang as well. You get, like, FIP's runs are always so crazy to me because they're always so clean before he gets the absolute run. He's always on an absolute heater, and then he goes and does. Okay, never mind. It's cam 3. Wow. Yep. Oh, and he just overtakes at the last minute. It's not worth it until the end. Oh. And then TM2, our beloved, of course. Our beloved. Yeah, that's the ideal line through Eau Rouge. Just bounce off the walls. Yeah, FIP's run, like, you'll watch all of these crash and the record run will come from the front, like right at the front, probably top 10 cars out of this lot. That's just always how it seems to be with FIP's runs. sweet through there. I love these long cars. Like, look how... This is all the ones, obviously, that get to the finish, so they're not going to fail any of these sections, but they are... You know, they could be slow. They could be slow. Then everything going into the finish, nothing goes close. Boom, boom, boom. And a couple of them go in, a couple of them have to bug slide. But that's it. You would have thought that the bug slide would be enough. But no. What a run from FIP. That is it for United and the older games. Trackmania 1 in general, as it is. We'll go hop over to Trackmania 2 for a second. And we're in TM2. So we have a lot of runs from Fakez, who smashed up a bunch of stuff. Ignore the canyon background. I believe this one to be Lagoon. It is indeed. And the amazing thing about TM2 is we can have the inputs because of dashboard. We can have speed because of a speed thing. You're going to have to count the gears still because the gear number doesn't change. But hey, it's pretty good. Whoops, I didn't mean to click off. Can I turn the names? No, still can't turn the names on. Very nice. Very, very nice. And we're just going to run through them. These are, I believe, all Lagoon from Fakez. So we'll run this through, and I need to turn off capture cursor so that you don't have to see it. All dumped on the same day, probably not driven all on the same day. Records only count if they're driven on TMX, by the way. If you're wondering if a record has disappeared for some reason, I can only do it if it's on TMX. Good run. A1 Lagoon is probably one of the most advanced advanced A tracks there is. Obviously, there's a lot of technicality to A01 race, TM and F, but it's not really an advanced track until you get super deep into the weeds. Whereas Lagoon, it's actually a reasonably technical track just for any old player. Hugging it close to the wall as Lagoon does. I do like Lagoon. Maybe I should play Lagoon instead of Valley. Instead of everything. Oh, I think we're just going in number order actually here. I might have changed the thing to the wrong thing. Oh well. We'll go through it. They were all dumped. I'm not sure what times they were actually driven at. Like I said, let me know if you want track order or all tracks to be together, or whether you want them to be in date order like I've done them this time. We can change things up, we can sort things out. Nice. Just slow run through the Lagoon campaign. Okay, first time onto the magnets. Oh, the car just squats so much when you hit the magnets. This is one of the most horrific car models. I really don't like this car model. Not a fan of the Range Rover car model. Nice. Just not quite fast enough to get flung over the top there as well. So that's good. Ah. We have a car. We have a default skin. Again, for anyone in the TM2 that's jumped to this marker, I will be accepting skins. Just send me a message with a link or with the skin and I'll download them, install them and make sure that they're all good to go. That's such... Lagoon's so cool. TM2, well worth playing. If you've bought it, go play it. If you never did. If you didn't, maybe grab it on sale, but if you're looking for something to do, if you're looking for a campaign to play through and just enjoy, these are really good campaigns, in my opinion. Lagoon probably the weakest, especially after the update that changed the physics and broke a load of the tracks, but it's still good. There's some uninspired tracks, but there's always uninspired tracks, eh? You know, maybe B3 wasn't the best to be going for. What? Why? Okay. I really know nothing about Lagoon other than just vaguely how to drive it sometimes. This is the hardest one in my experience to come back and drive. I can pick up all the other ones a lot easier than I can this, even after not playing Island for a really long time, and I don't like Island. This one's hard to pick up, but when you get used to it, I think it's just the most different. And the trickiness of how different handling on the road versus not handling on the road is. So you see how we're only turning here on the dirt? You get a massive amount of extra grip by being on the dirt than you do by being on the grass. So you do all your turning on the checkpoints where you get bumped up into the air and you take some dirt grip. And yeah, it's just... He probably didn't even change the steering angle for that last corner. I could have seen, actually, thinking about it. It is something else. Engine off. There's a lot of engine off in the Lagoon campaign. Ignore the sparks. They don't matter. Big boost. Nice landing. Good through there. Nice finish, staying on the same side. Tricky to stay on that same side. This one... I'm trying to remember these tracks. It's been a while since I played this section of the Lagoon campaign. I recently went through the final half of the D series that I didn't do originally. So I'm trying to remember these tracks. Some of them I only went for golds just to finish the whole campaign. So some of them won't be too good in my memory, but hopefully over time we'll pick up all the tracks. We'll learn them all by watching. And by playing. If there's anything cool, I will give it a go. I know, Des. This looks like an actual car. It's an abomination. D1. Now we're into a place where I might recognise some of the tracks, because I don't think I did D1 actually. I think I stopped halfway through the D campaign when I got to a tricky, I think D5 maybe, the multi-lap, and then I moved on, did up to D10, but then didn't get enough golds to be able to progress, so I stopped there and then kind of didn't come back to it. Nissan Duke Spec Racing, BTCC, you know you want more series on a weekend, true. Honestly, the BTCC, there's no such thing as a saloon anymore. They're going to have to go and start racing these things. If they swapped from this into the SUV category, can you imagine how many extra specs they'd have? Manufacturers? Oh, I remember this one. Yeah, it's actually surprisingly difficult to get that one smooth. And then you drop down here and just go boomf and half the time crash. And it's really annoying because it's basically a PF start. Like a proper PF, not just this is so easy, it's PF. It's pretty much a PF start. And it's just annoying when you crash about 10 seconds into a run. Water grip, for anybody who hasn't seen it before, Lagoon has a massive difference in grip between sand and water. One of the reasons that it's a massive pain in the bum. Okay, I shouldn't have sorted it. Whichever way I sorted this was the bad way of sorting it, and we're just going through the tracks. But like I said, Faquez did just dump all these on the same day. I assume they weren't all driven on the same day, in which, if they were, fair play. Fast through there, a lot of speed commitment to it as well. Full commit through the gap. Finds the angle around the outside, dodging the trees. Half of Lagoon feels like a shortcut on those bits of tracks, and now we've got some mixed. Mixed actually comes in very late on Lagoon. Nicely done though, nicely done. A pretty finish at the end, just beautiful. Yeah. Mixed surfaces, surprisingly few in Lagoon, other than on these sort of tracks. I need to exit and see how long this one is. So this one, okay, it's 49 seconds. I thought this was the multi. This is the multi-lap. Oh no, it's not. This one I did get stuck on, actually. This track I did get stuck on, but I did get it after a little while. It wasn't too bad. It's hard to get that because you can see where you flip off and then you're just bouncing all over the place. And getting around that corner while you're never quite sure how many wheels you're going to have, just... You eventually get a hang for less how to do it and more when it's going to work out and you should just commit, and when it's just not going to work out. But so many bumpy bits, so difficult. Not really using the super powered water grip on this track because you do have to go so far wide. Then through here it's very easy to fling yourself off at the wrong part of that bridge or the boat thing. And then the final, I was just panicking and hoping that I got to the line and lost so much time. And that was only for gold for me. Very nice run. It's good when I remember the tracks, isn't it? I did just hear that we're downloading a horn. So... Oh! Valley! Lovely. Big Bang taking a Valley record then. Nice. Good drop down. Oh, I remember this track, yeah. I always ended up going for the other side just cause and going really high. Lost so much time on the AT. I never ended up getting the AT. I have gone for the AT on a lot of Valley maps rather than for just going for gold like I did with Lagoon. Oh, so close up there. And down. And you got to get your angle right when you land because otherwise you slide and just won't be able to do anything. Valley's an interesting one because this was the start of them going, let's make some big jumps and stuff. They've done a bit with Canyon, but this was really the start of this game is about big jumps and stuff. And I think they never really leaned into it quite so much. So does this look different? Does that Lagoon compared to this being Valley? No. Okay. May have to work out something for that. Or I might have to just go through and separate them by environment and play through environment by environment so that I know what's what. We shall see. Oh, nice. Is this the one where you reuse a section? Oh no, this is the one, yeah. Coming through here and then absolutely flying here. It's so difficult to just kind of get your bearings when you're first playing this track to quite how fast you're going through that section. Through here, nice crash, impossible to avoid, and then just a huge jump off the side here. And I was catching the AT on this section, just got a way better jump than it. The AT goes high and then lost it all in these turns. And I couldn't be bothered to go back for it. It was the start's just so difficult, at least for me, getting this start. Really tricky. And then to land clean down here with a good angle, getting around this section. This isn't too hard, but then yeah, you're just going so fast through this, it's difficult to kind of even know what you're looking at. And our final run, E4. This is it for the month. Oh, this one. Yeah, so this start, I was watching records, trying to work out what was going on. This one I believe is a duck actually, because I think I watched the Riolu record for sure, but I can't remember if I watched that just for shits and giggles. Because, you know, of course he'll have done it perfectly. But it was under Eddie A. But I can't remember if it had been beaten yet. It was just before. It was about a week before I was playing this. And a week after, they deleted a bunch of records using DX Streak on TM2 and backwards records and stuff like that. And the EDA account and all that sort of stuff, so... Proper world record here, of course. TMX, the important one. Is this the finish? Yes, this is. I was on an absolute heater of a run, and then I just got floated up. I didn't stick to the ground and kind of just floated up there and through that water section. Gorgeous records though, absolutely stunning. That is June then, the world records. Please let me know if you got this far, subscribe, like, comment, and please tell me if there's anything that you think I should do with the track order, with certain tracks. Let me know tracks you want me to watch. Let me know if there's any, should I do classics? This is about an hour, so it's not too short, not too long. Should I be doing classics? I don't know how many records classics get. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you next month with more of these. And watch the Attribution stuff as well. So yeah.